Guys, welcome and thank you for choosing and thank you for joining the #1 most explosive team in all of financial services, the RedLine organization. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm your leader, I'm your coach. My name's Andy and Brittany Onstead. I'm so proud of you guys, so glad you're here. And listen to tell you have made the best decision for you and your family that you could ever make. I don't care if you're here for part-time, full-time, or just some extra money, or just be honest, just get the licensing. I'm going to go over with you guys. I'm going to give you guys a really good overview orientation of what it looks like to be a new person. And after this video, I want to make sure you're getting with your trainer and the person who brought you on, and they're going to help you get you going moving forward, okay? So I want to go over just some basics. So we are the RedLine hierarchy, you guys. We are I know everybody would probably say this to you. We are literally the #1 most explosive team in the entire company right now. Last month, we finished #1 in premium, #1 in licensing, and #1 in new agents. So I'm so proud of you guys. Brittany and I are your senior vice presidents. So what that means is we actually own 1, 2, 3, 4 branch offices. Okay, we have ownership of our business. We'll talk about that a different day. You get to actually own your business forever. Okay. But I want to encourage you guys to take a second, pause this video, and go and follow me on social media. That's my Facebook and my Instagram. They're both verified. My cell phone blows up all the time. You guys can add me and follow me on both Instagram and Facebook as well, and just shoot me a message. I'd love to connect with you, and I want to be here to help you, because sometimes maybe you want to run a little faster than the person that brought you on. That's okay. I want to be the one to help you, okay? So who are we? Well, we're Andy and Brittany Onstead. We're your senior vice presidents, or also known in the business as SVP. Sometimes you might need our solution number. My solution number is 53 PHP. And if you guys ever need to email me or contact me as well, you can always email us at redlinepfs@gmail.com. But I will tell you, the best way to get a hold of me is through social media. Shoot me a DM on Facebook, shoot me a DM on Instagram, like me, follow me, and then let me know you're part of the team, and I'll reach out to you, and I'm going to pour some love into you, okay? But I want you to know, when we started our business just over 5 years ago, it was crazy. I was a full-time chef. I had 2 restaurants. I was working all the time. We had no time freedom. We had no time. We had no freedom, no financial background at all. I was working, 60, 70, 100 hours a week in the restaurants. I would wake up at about 9:30 or 10, get the kids ready for school, 8 o'clock maybe, get them ready for school, go to work. My wife would be up at 4, 5 a.m. to get to work, out the door by 5, to go to work and get there by 6. And I would take care of the kids and getting off. She would pick up the kids from school, and we never saw each other. This was actually a note I left for my wife on a dirty old apron, saying that it wasn't going to be like this forever, because we literally didn't even see each other. I mean, we would get one day off a week together, and we were so miserable and exhausted, it would never end well. And it's so wild to me that, if my family ever saw me, they would have to come into the restaurants. That's my oldest son there, Tristan, our oldest son. A lot of kids learn how to make a grilled cheese sandwich at home. Our kid learned how to cook on a $9,000 flat top grill. On the top, on the middle there, that's Parker. When Parker was born, I already opened my second restaurant, and I was only allowed 2 days off when he was born. I actually had to come into the office, or come into the restaurant once he was born, because they couldn't handle it on a Friday night. On the bottom there in the middle, my wife and I, we actually had to get married on a Sunday in the middle of February, because it was the only time I could close both restaurants. And I remember even getting off the plane for our honeymoon. The first phone call I got was a call because the salmon was messed up at the restaurant. I can't tell you how upset my wife was, okay? But I want to tell you guys this, because we lived around the restaurants. That's just what it was. On the bottom right there, that's us and our oldest son walking through the new restaurant when we were building it. But I want to tell you, the people, you ever have a job, they want you to feel like you own it, right? And I tell you, at the end of the day, you don't own anything at all, because that's how I felt. But I want to ask you guys, if you have a job or someone else, or you're working for somebody else right now, whose legacy are you really building? Because I was one of those people that got tricked into that was going to be my thing or whatever. But at the end of the day, I was working for somebody else, and I was always recruiting, training, and developing people. I would hire on people. I would train them, I would mentor them and coach them and get them where they need to go in the shop. But it's the same thing in this. I would fill out Indeed thing and hire new cooks in the restaurants. 400 responses. Half of them don't even have a working phone number. 20 of them I set up an interview. Only 3 up show up for the interview, and only 1 shows up for his first day, and he quits literally 3 days later. But that's the business. And, you know, it's hard, but it's worth it, okay? But I want to challenge you guys. It really is so cliche, but it's so true. To understand that if you're not building it for yourself, you're building it for someone else. It's never going to be, and this amazing opportunity, it gives you a chance, whether you want part-time, spare time, no time, referral partner, whatever, that gives you an opportunity to build whatever you want through this around your own schedule. See, when I was working in the restaurants, I was working for 20 plus years. I was working 60 hours a week. This is when I opened my second location. It's like the only picture I had because I was so miserable. But I was really working 15 to 17-hour days, 7 days a week, and I made it to over 7 months without a day off. 7 months. But the crazy thing is, I was on salary. So do you think I got paid anymore? It's just wild to me. And we decided if someone's going to be miserable, it's going to be me. My wife's going to quit her job and be a stay-at-home mom. And we were going to be leaving behind thousands of dollars a month in her income. And we said, you know what? We're just going to figure it out. So my kids, I know it's being recorded, so I hate to admit it, but my kids, all they do is watch like Netflix and YouTube, okay? So we're like, well, why in the heck are we paying for cable? There's $150 a month we could save right there. And my wife was like, well, we got to save up some more money. Why don't you call that guy? I'm like, what guy? He's like, that guy from Primerica. See if he can help us out. And I was super skeptical. I'm like, I don't want some guy in my house trying to sell me something I don't want or need, you know? But we were in a hard spot. I was like, how are we going to budget anything if we don't have any money to budget? And she was like, just call them. And, you know, I'll tell you guys, I always say if my wife and I are like McDonald's, a $1 trillion corporation, she's the CEO, and I'm just running McDonald's out here giving people happy meals. And thank God she made me call him, because he came over. He gave me the same presentation you guys saw before you joined. And lo and behold, he offered to come back and give us a free $1,500 financial plan. And I was like, well, nothing's free. What's the catch? He said, the catch is we're doing insurances, mortgages, investments. If I can help you save money anywhere, pick me and tell some people. I said, okay. Lo and behold, he said, who currently handles your insurance? And I said, Snake Farm. I'm not going to tell you what company it was, but I'm going to say it rhyme with Snake Farm. And I say, like a good neighbor, stay over there now. But just on my life insurance alone, I was paying $250 a month just for life insurance. Isn't that crazy? I had $300,000 on me, nothing on my wife, nothing on the kids. And he's like, why don't you have anything on your wife and kids? I said, it's $250 a month. That's why. And he goes, well, I can get you $500,000 in coverage on you, and $500,000 in coverage on your wife, and $10,000 on all your kids, and it's only $150 a month. How fast do you guys think I switched? You watching the video right now, how fast would you have switched? And then he showed me you could take the difference, and you could take that $100 a month, and you could invest that into a Roth IRA and invest just $100 a month. Over the next 30 years to the age of retirement, I'd have $298,000 in cash. So not only did I have 4 times the coverage, but I also had the same amount of cash than a death benefit, and I don't have to be dead to spend it. I think that's an added bonus, don't you guys? And I just fell in love with it. I want to challenge you guys, always offer the opportunity to everybody, okay? Because you never know who's going to need this. You never know who's looking for that extra income. And thank God for him, because he's like, you know what? I know you might not want to do this, but just so you know, I just made $2,000. And I said, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, yeah, you don't think about his new insurance sale because I just gave you 4 times the coverage and I saved you $100 a month, but you're still my new client. But you don't pay me. The insurance company I put you with pays me for finding you. And he actually took my wife's old 401k from her job and rolled it over to IRA, and he got paid for that as well. He's like, just those couple of transactions pays me over $2,000. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm working 50, 60, 70 hours a week in the restaurants, and I don't make $2,000 a week or even 2 weeks before taxes. I called you. You came to my house. You sat with me, you saved us money, you helped my wife with an old 401k, you gave us a free financial plan, You saved me over $100 a month on my life insurance. You gave me 4 times the coverage, and you made $2,000 in 45 minutes. I told my wife, as long as they're not selling drugs to kids, sign me up. What do I got to do, right? Well, you got to pass a federal background check and go get state licensed. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was just going to be a silent partner in the beginning. I thought to myself, if at worst case I just got the license and I learned enough how to protect my own family, make sure I don't get taken advantage again, that's a no-brainer. But you guys, you ever like wanted a new car and all of a sudden you start seeing that exact type of car on the road everywhere? Has ever happened to you? Well, as soon as I got my license, guys, I got licensed in a week. I signed up on a Tuesday. I was in class Saturday and Sunday, and by Wednesday, I was licensed. Success loves speed. But watch this. As soon as I got my license, how many people do you think want to save money right now? How many people do you think want to get out of debt right now? Want to retire early? Want to send their kids to college? Want more money in the bank? How many people, even if you could save them measly $50 a month on their insurance, but prove it was the exact same or better coverage, would switch to save 50 bucks? Everybody, right? So just from me getting my license and knowing it was out there, it was crazy. And I gave my wife permission to stay at home forever. We retired since the day we joined Primerica. My wife has never worked again a day in her life. And it's so crazy, such a good feeling. But the crazy thing is, our first month license, you guys, we made $7,000 part-time. That's more than double what my wife used to make full-time retail. Within 5 months, we quit everything else. We went all in with this, right? We made over $123,000 our first year in the business with no fast start, no experience. And this was back before today's era. We were driving to go on appointments. Now it's 100% remote. What happened was, back when COVID happened, we transitioned to 100% remote. See, normal financial advisory franchise companies, they're only allowed to work in a certain territory because they don't want to step on other people's toes. See, at Primerica, we're a brokerage. So we work with all the companies. So we don't have any territories. I'm licensed in 38 states. So you can combine that with now being on 100% on Zoom. There's no more drive time anymore. No more going to clients' homes or businesses or sitting in traffic anymore. So it's crazy. You know, now we've been in the business for 5 years, and I say this with all humility. When you're watching this time, this recording, we've been in the business for 5 years. We've been paid over $1.2 million cash in 5 years. But you guys, I have a GED. We have no financial background, and we've been able to work from anywhere in the country. And more importantly than the money is, we've never missed a moment with our kids. Nobody's thumbs on us. Also in this business, you get equity. You get actual stock in the company. We've also been awarded 224 shares of equity. This morning it was at $208 a share. That's over $36,000 in company stock, y'all. This is crazy to me. I want you to realize $1.2 million in 5 years, that's the equivalent of over $240,000 a year. That's $4,600 a week for 5 years straight since the day we signed up. Now, I want to ask you, was I making $250,000 the first day we signed up? The answer is yes. I just didn't see it yet. And then once you go regional vice president, you start opening up your own office, you start getting these bonuses. These are some of our vice presidents. You got Noah and Melissa McQueen. You're going to see them again in a second. You know, at the time of this recording, they made a $7,000 bonus just for the work they did. Jessica and Ben Powers this month, they got an $11,000 bonus. That's what happens when you start opening your own branch offices, okay? And once you're a senior vice president and you start helping other people open their own locations, you start getting these crazy, called a power builder bonus. So check us out. The month of May, our first month of getting a senior vice president bonus, including our cash, we made $92,000 in a month. I want you guys to realize that's more in a month than when my wife and I used to both make in a year combined. We're now making in a month. It's absolutely crazy. And on top of that, the bonus from that production, we got a $47,000 bonus to start the next month, the first day of June. This is crazy what you guys can do, but I want you to realize all of this from a guy who didn't think you can do it. Some of you guys right now, you're still on the fence, and I'm throwing these giant numbers at you, and you're like, BS. I get it. I was the same guy. I actually went online and read all this crap, and I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. And my wife was like, well, don't you have to get a financial license to be able to do it? I said, yes. She said, aren't they publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange? I said, yes. And she said, and can't you take your license and go work for any other company if you don't like it? I said, yeah. She said, just get your dang license. And here we are 5 years later, guys. And it's not a matter of can you do it, it's a matter of will you do it. So I want you to stop surface level thinking. It's not about you. It's not about you having to go find people. We have a system built, the RedLine system, where we don't need you to chase people. We don't do any cold calling. There's no crap. I don't need you to wear a monkey suit flipping a banana sign on the side of the road. We don't need any of that. I just need people to come in and process what we're doing. Last month alone, we helped 376 families in 1 month. Like, I just need people to help us come in and run our system and get licensed fast, okay? And what happens is we're training and developing those people right now. Last month alone, we paid out, not my wife and I, our agents got paid over $171,000 last month alone. That's over $2 million a year in income and payroll we're paying out to our people. And I expect that to be more like 10 million by the time this year's over. And I tell you, I'll throw all these numbers at you and all this cash at you, all this stuff in the world. But what's more important than all the money in the world is I've never missed a minute with my kids. See, in the restaurant, I never got to have any of that time with them. We've been able to retire my mom. We moved her down with us to Florida, right? We found this piece of land. We started building our dream home, our first dream home, right? We just built a 6,000 square foot home down here in Florida. That picture on the right there says WIC on the right. That's my wife's walk-in closet. My wife's walk-in closet is 14 feet by 17 feet big. That is larger than our old master bedroom at our first house. And I want to tell you guys, my wife has been able to go in and completely customize and build her dream home because I had the courage, and we had the courage as a team and as a family to go after it. So a lot of you guys, you might not be here for this type of vision, but I just want to show you guys this of what's possible, because you know what? As I look at these pictures and I look at these buildings and I look at this amazing house we've been able to build, I just can't help but go back to that original picture and see my oldest son, our oldest son, side by side, and see us going through it. And you know what? This time, we're building the dream for our family. This time, we're building our family's dream. This time, I'm building my legacy, not somebody else's. And you guys have that same opportunity. And there's your plan, but then there's God's plan. That was our first house back in Michigan, okay? And then there's God's plan. This is our castle we just built in Florida, okay? And again, this is from a guy I constantly ask myself, can I do this? Are people going to see value? And the question is yes, but I want to ask you, why did you start this? Why are you here? And I want you to follow me on social media, reach out to me and tell me your why. And let's see how many people actually watch this video and tell me your why, because I guarantee you, if you reach out to me on social media and you tell me your why, I can help you get there. So I'm going to teach you guys how to build a balanced Primerica model, okay? Now, this is how you're going to build the business. I like to picture our business as like a three-legged stool. And if we've got a three-legged stool and I've got a bunch of bags of money on top of it, what's going to happen to the money if I pull one of those legs away? It's going to become unbalanced and it's going to fall over. So your job is, you really need to do all three of these at the same exact time. Okay. Number one is field training and fast start. You've got to get out with your trainer and you've got to get out there and you've got to be smiling and nodding, right? I know all of you guys on your thing, they talk to you about smiling and nodding. Now, here's the deal. We have all kinds of different positions available. We've got back office positions available. We've got office staff positions available. We got all that stuff. It doesn't matter. You'll always have to get your license. And you're always going to have to do field training because we want you to know what the clients are seeing and what you're actually doing. Okay. Number two is trainings and technology. This is super important. Okay. I'm going to go over technology in a minute, but trainings, the day and time never changes. We have all kinds of extra stuff. The most important day of the week for you is Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. every Tuesday night at the same exact time, 8 Eastern, we have a team training where everyone's on. Now, I could try to train you individually, but it would take me an hour per person. I could get 15,000 people on the same call. It only takes me an hour. It's super important that you commit to at least 6 to 9 months of plugging into the meeting. That's it. Outside of that, you're free. What type of a job can you go to and say, hey, you know what? Give me 6 months of 1 hour a week. Outside of that, you do whatever you want. So that's it. Make sure winners don't miss meeting. You just have to just pencil it in, schedule it in, get it done, okay? The last thing is the first step is your life insurance license. Outside of that, we've got all kinds of different investment securities, even your mortgage license as well. But the first license is going to be your life insurance license. Now, you need to go through that. All your trainers should have you plugged into UCanPass. If you're not in UCanPass, you're not in class, I want you to stop and pause this video right now. And I want you to reach out to your trainer and say, why am I not scheduled for class yet? Okay. And when you start going through that class, once you're licensed, it should only take you 7 to 10 days to get through that material. We're going to go over that again in a second, okay? Now, here's a couple things. This is a QR code. You can feel it. We have the band. Our band has got events, guides, calendars, links, trainings, PDFs, all that stuff. It's essentially our virtual office. We're 100% remote, but we need a central information hub. That is our band. Please make sure you're in band, okay? Number 2 is Telegram. I'm going to do my best to put the Telegram link and the band link in this YouTube video description, but make sure you join Telegram too. That is our communication thing. That goes to all people. Download the app, join the RedLine Hierarchy Telegram. We do all kinds of incentives, trip giveaways, all that stuff. That's where all the information is. And lastly, I want to show you guys is Teachable. Okay, so I'm going to break off this for a second. So Teachable is super important. So what Teachable is actually, it's an entire system for you guys that has everything you need to do in order of the way you need to do it. All of our trainings, everything is self-paced, okay? All of our trainings, videos, there's hundreds of hours of training in here. This is new associate orientation, okay? So I'll give you an idea. Once you go into this and you start clicking around, there's a step-by-step guide of what to do and how to do it. Number 1, let's click start here. We're going to download the app. Inside of each one of these modules, there's actually going to be a step-by-step guide of what exactly to do. There's going to be hyperlinks on where to go. And then once you're done, you just click complete and continue. It checks it off. And if you look here on the left, now you're completely done and you're ready to go. Okay? That's it. All right? So here, actually, let me go back one more time because I think you missed that. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. So you're going to go to Teachable. Okay, I'll have that link out there. Inside that is going to be all these guides and things like that you need to do and all the information. There's hundreds of hours of stuff in here. New associate orientation, prospecting, overcoming objections, client appointments. And then inside of each one of these modules, like I was saying, there's going to be a hyperlink on where to go, what to do, how to click it, and you get complete and continue, and that's it. You're on the next thing. Remember, we just talked about Telegram and the band. Right? Well, guess what? Here's the links for Telegram and band. Join that. And then it's a step-by-step guide of everything you need to do, okay? So I just wanted to stop and show you guys that really quick. Sorry if I screwed up there for a second, but that's going to be really good, all right? Now, the other thing is videos and reviews online. Now, here's the deal. When you guys sign up for UCanPass, when you sign up for licensing, understand you need to read it like a book. All that stuff on ExamFX and UCanPass is just material. I like to think about it like school. In school, you didn't want to like hang out in the same class that you hated all day, right? No, you wanted to get in and get out as fast as possible. It's the same thing with UCanPass and licensing. When you're going through that material, understand that half of that material isn't even on the actual exam. Your job is to get through it as fast as possible. It should only take you 2 to 3 days, okay? Once you get through that material in the next 2 to 3 days, then you're going to take the end of course exam, okay? When you take the end of course exam, I want to show you this. Now, this is what your website's going to look like, okay? When you take the end of course exam, Once you're done, reach out to myself or more importantly, your trainer and let them know you're done. And we're going to help you get your test schedule. So usually it's going to take you about 4 days to get through the material. Once your test is scheduled, it's going to take another couple of days to get in and take your state exam. In the meantime, once you're licensed or once you're through the material, you've got the test scheduled. Now we've got 3-4 days to study. Now's when we study. You do not start studying until you actually schedule the exam. And I want to show you why. Once you schedule the exam, your trainer and our licensing specialists are going to take you and show you that we have an entire category all over the stuff. Let's say you're in Kansas or Kentucky or Arkansas. And there's an entire section on here on study resources. They have, reviews, guides, workbooks, audios. There's review sessions where they actually have topic specific. Now that you've gone through the material, you know what is not making sense to you. What do you need to get better at? Well, guess what? There's topic-specific recordings in here where you can check out options, riders. There's a 5-minute video on specifically what you need to get better at that. There's state-specific pre-recorded sessions, and my favorite, you guys, is life exam live review sessions and study halls with licensing instructors. This is Arkansas. Every state has a minimum of 3 review sessions every week. So I want to regroup for a second because I know I talk fast. So the goal is you need to get through the licensing material as fast as possible. Okay. Schedule your exam with your trainer and with your licensing specialist. And once the test date is scheduled, then you've got 3, 4, 5 days. That's when we study. That's when we get in the material, and that's when we get in the review sessions, okay? So, again, when you're in You Can Pass or Exam FX, your job is you want to get through the material as fast as possible, schedule it, don't worry about memorizing it, read it like a book, get through it, and then we study, okay? And then we study. So, there's that. Now, I want to keep going here because you guys are doing a great job. I appreciate your patience. Now, this is the promotion pay scale and the guideline, okay? I want to go over this with you guys because this is super important that you understand how you get paid. Now, there's all different types of ways to get paid in the business, okay? There's, there's insurances, there's investments, there's prepaid legal, there's identity theft, there's long-term care, there's Vivint smart home security systems, there's back office stuff. There's all kinds of different ways to get paid. What I want to go over for you guys today and right now is I want to go over how to get paid using your license. The first license you're going to get is going to be your life insurance and fixed index annuities license, okay? So the average life insurance sale is about $83 a month, okay, on average. Now, what you get paid off is you get paid off the annual premium. So whatever the monthly payment is times 12, that's what you get paid off. In this example, that means the average life insurance sale is about $1,000, okay? So you guys are brand new. Now, this is just on the life insurance side, okay? There's lots of different ways to get paid. You guys are brand new. So you're a low woman or man on the totem pole. You're at a rep. So that means on average, every time you sit down with a client, you help them out for about 30 minutes, you're going to make an average of $250. Not bad. Let's say it's an hour. $250 an hour, not too shabby, right? Okay. Now, this is usually where everybody goes off the deep end. Like, oh, God, is this 100% commission based? Well, yes, this part of it is, but you're making $250 an hour. That's not too bad. Well, let's say you had to go on 2 appointments and you work for 2 hours and you were only able to help 1 client. You still made $125 an hour. Let's say you had to go on 5 appointments and you work for 5 full hours and you only closed 1 and you only helped 1 family. You still made out of 5, you still made $50 an hour. That's pretty darn good. Let's say you're like the world's worst person and you're like mean and ratchet and just nasty to people. And you had to go on 10 appointments and out of 10 hours, you're only able to help 1 person. 1 person's like, listen, I pay you so much. I hate you so much. I will pay you to get away from me. And you still made $25 an hour online from home around your own schedule. Not too bad. But check this out. I'm a senior vice president. I go on the same exact appointment for the same exact hour. I help the same exact client. How much do I make off that one appointment? $1,100 an hour. Do you see how my wife and I make $93,000 a month with bonuses? Okay. So let's be honest. If I could get you guys making $1,100, over $1,000 an hour for doing the same exact amount of work for the same exact client, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Okay. So this is how we're going to do it. Now we need to get up the pay scale, or up the staircase as high as possible. Corporate America, they got a corporate ladder. We got the Primerica RedLine staircase, baby. Okay. So this is how you want to do it. You want to do both of these. You want to get 3 recruits in a month and 3 average sales in a month. This is the other place where everybody goes off the deep end. They're like, oh God, you got to recruit people. Is it one of those pyramid schemes? I'm always like, no, you idiot. It's the same thing as a snake farm building. There's one guy's name on the building and 30 agents inside of it. Okay, would you rather own the building or be the employee? Right? The other thing is, that is our referral-based system. We don't pay for advertising. How we pay people, how we get referrals is paying our clients and our friends. You give me some referrals anyways, right? Because we're best friends. But if I gave you $500 a phone number, we'd probably give me a whole heck of a lot more of them. Do you see why we recruit people? The recruiting is a lead generation system. That's why Silent Partner is. Silent Partner, you come on, you get a license, you pass me referrals, you're a recruit. I give you $500 for a referral. It's not a bad deal. Okay? You get the 6 recruits in a month and 6 average sales, you're locked in a 50% contract. And a 50% contract, you help 4 clients a week, or let's call it 2 couples a week. You're making $2,000 a week. At $2,000 a week, you're making $100,000 a year online from home. Okay. Notice all the licensing stuff, or 10 and 10 gets you to 60 all the way up. Another thing I would tell you is you don't have to maintain these. You don't have to redo these numbers every month. And there's no minimum. I talked to one lady from Snake Farm one time. I hired her, and she's like, well, I make a base salary. And I'm like, okay, well, what's your commission? She goes, I only make 13.5%. I'm like, well, my brand new person, they can't spell Primerica yet. They're making 25%. She's like, well, I make $3,000 as a base salary. And I said, okay, well, how many sales did you do last month? She said, well, I did 13. I said, okay, how much did you make? She said, well, I only made the 3,000. I said, what? She said, yeah, well, we have to sell 15 policies to get paid. She didn't get paid off any of them. You guys, if you do 1 policy a month as a silent partner or whatever, you get paid off that 1 policy. If you come on, you get up to 70% contract, you make it $700 an appointment. You want to take a couple months off, take a couple months off. It's your prerogative. Okay. So in the beginning, we want to get you off to a fast start because you still don't know what the heck you're doing yet, right? So what we do is we actually, normally there's all these licensing requirements. We know it's going to take you time to work on that first license. It'll take you a couple weeks, right? So we want to get you paid and get you promoted while you're training. Hear my heart. You do not have to be licensed to make money and get promoted. Do not wait. We actually waive all licensing requirements in the beginning to allow you to get the license and the freedom of time to train. And instead of you having to do 3 recruits and 3 sales, if you do 1 recruit, if you recruited your spouse, your best friend, and you did 1 life sale, even if you looked at your own insurance, did you know you can get paid and get promoted just off looking at your own policy? You'd actually get promoted up to and locked in at 35% commission forever. Instead of doing 6 and 6, no license required. You bring on 3 new people and you do 3 average sales. Even if you did a policy on yourself and your spouse, you're locked in at a 50% commission forever. 5 and 5, you're at 60 all the way on up. So the crazy thing is, when you look at this, it's wild to me. Now, when you're going on appointments, you don't have to be licensed to make money off prepaid legal. You don't have to be licensed to make money off Legal Shield. You don't have to be licensed to make money off Vivint Smart Home Security Systems, Medicare, home and auto insurance, commercial insurance, workman's comp. You can actually get paid off all of that right now. So do not wait to get your trainer in front of people. But as far as the life insurance side, yes, you have to be licensed. So I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why don't I just wait till I get my license? Thank God for my wife. She was like, you dummy, because you got to do half the amount of work and you're locked into that contract forever. But the company got smart to that. So the company is now going to give you a fast start bonus. So what do I mean by that? Well, look at this. You come on in the beginning, you do one recruit, one sale. They're going to give you a bonus and they're going to give you a promotion. They're going to pay you $200 cash, $100 an hour for 2 hours. You do 3 recruits and 3 sales, they're going to give you that 6, they're going to give you $600. 5 and 5, they're going to give you $1,000 for training for smiling and nodding. Your trainer's doing all the work and you're making all the money. This is crazy. 30 hours of training, $3,000. 40 hours of training, $4,000. All the way on up. So the crazy thing is, when you look at this stuff, I want you to say it out loud to yourself right now. What is a good goal for you to get to in your first 30 days? What is that going to look like for you? Okay. And if it's 80%, let me show you the difference between 80% and 50%. So people see, or 60%, people see 5 and 5 and 60%, like, oh my gosh, that's pretty good. But it's only 20% more for this. Well, let me show you something. Now watch this. This is when it gets super awesome. This is the magic of our business. So in the beginning, if you're not yet licensed, who's the one actually doing all the work? If you're smiling and nodding, who's the one doing all the work? Your trainer is. Well, if you do 5 sales, right? And you work do 5 recruits, right? So that's 10, and you're making $100 an hour. You just made $1,000. That's not too bad. But now you're licensed. And you've got 5 recruits, and the recruits are going to bring you their people. They're going to bring you themselves, their spouse, their husband, their best friend, right? And let's say even 40% of them quit right away. You're down to 60%. Out of 5 people, you've got 3 people left. They all do 2 sales each of $1,000. Well, guess what? Your team just did $6,000 in sales, but yet you're licensed because now you got licensed fast. So who makes the money off those sales? If you're licensed and they make the bonus, who makes the money? That's right, you do. At a 60% contract, who called the people? They called the people, and you just made $3,600 a month from home, and they're bringing you the appointments. That's the magic of recruiting. Now watch this. This is when it gets crazy. Say you're like, you know what? I'm really going to get trained up, and you're going to do 20 by 20. 20 recruits and 20 sales, 40 hours of training. I'm going to pay you $4,000 for training. Okay. 40% of your team quit. You're down to 12 people. You did 20 sales. Your people, let's say they only did 2 sales each of 1,000. Well, your team just did $24,000 in sales. They make the bonuses. Who makes the commission off those sales? You do. And then an 80% contract, who called the people? They called the people. How much money did you just make your first month license in the business? $19,000. Isn't this crazy? This is how our people like Suzanne Stacy, brand new in the business, she's making $14,000 a month as a teacher. Our girl Danielle Chappell, mom of 2 toddlers, made $18,000 her first month. This is how you do it. And the training bonus is where it's at. So Dan and Taylor Romai, they've made a $5,400 training bonus, but they got to an 80% commission like I just showed you. And because they were on that path, they've even now made $100,000 their first 8 months in the business. My girl Julie Blankenship, right? Full-time job, been working there for 30 years. She made more in her first month doing this part-time than she makes in 2 months at her full-time job of 30 years. You got the great Jessica Powers. She made look at this, training, smiling and nodding, just sitting there. She made $4,300 training. And now you miss it, because she saw the training, she understood what we were doing. She then went regional vice president. Now we're happy to report Jessica's making over $100,000 a year on her own. online from home. She's getting ready to retire her spouse. You've got Noah, the great Noah Melissa McQueen. Noah came on the business. He's full-time military, working as a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. He started as part-time. He was able to come on. He made $3,000 training in his first 30 days. And because he got up to the 80% contract, y'all, he then within 6 months, he went regional vice president. 2 months later, he's now 8 months in the business. He's making $100,000 a year. This is crazy. And I want to tell you, all the biggest players in the business, they all make money. You guys do not wait until you're licensed. Start making money now. Each one of these people got paid this for smiling and nodding for training unlicensed. You do not have to be licensed to get going. Start making money now. So I'm going to be honest, like, who wants me to teach them how to do 20 by 20 in the next couple of weeks here? You're on your fast start bonus. I'm going to teach you how to make $4 grand training and then how to make $100,000 in your first 8 months. Number one is you've got to get over the pyramid scheme crap. It's so stupid. It's the same thing as a real estate building, a Remax, Eclipse, whatever. It's the same exact thing. There's one guy's name in a building and 30 agents inside of it. And would you rather be a business owner or employee? Also, don't forget, we get the best possible referrals. You could go online right now on the internet, and you could search some place that wants to do kind of investment thing. But if your best friend's doing it, who are you going to call? And we also get paid to train you. The better you do, the better I make. So have you ever been paid to train somebody at a job before? And did you ever get paid more if they did better? No. Well, guess what? The better you do, the more money I make. I want you to make a whole bunch of money. Okay? And again, ask yourself, would you rather be a business owner or an employee? And lastly, are people ever going to be upset with you if you offer them the opportunity to make an extra $5,000 a month from home? No. So get over it. Right? You're looking for people that are in sales, they're teachers, they're enthusiastic, ambitious, money motivated, right? Post on Facebook. Ask your trainer what to post. They'll tell you exactly what to post. It's a Hail Mary. If it doesn't work, delete it. And then other people in direct sales, I love those people. They don't make any money. I used to be one, okay? Now, I'm going to teach you guys about running the play, but a different day. But I really want to talk to you guys. If you want to make $100,000 a year, your goal is to get that 15 by 15 in your first 30 days. Hear me. At a 70% contract, you're making an average of $700 a client an hour. Even if you only did 3 clients a week, 3 single people a week, that's $2,000 a week. That's over $109,000 a year online from home around your own schedule. Now, these are the easiest apps for promotions. You don't have to be licensed to get promoted and get paid. You know, you can get promoted and get paid just off looking at your own life insurance, just off looking at it, of your spouse, your partner, your kids' parents, your parents, adult children over 18. These are the people you want to look for. Your only job in the beginning right now, where you're at right now, is marketing. That's it. Now, listen, we don't sell, we show. We don't need you to sell people. I don't want you trying to sell people some stuff and stuff. Your trainer is not going to get in front of people and try to give them a timeshare presentation. That's not what we're doing here. Our job is, we are going to be your advertiser. We're going to be your Jake from State Farm, your duck, your Flo, your lizard. I'm going to be your general. See, most people in Primerica, they fail not from lack of skill, but instead because they were too afraid to actually tell their people what they're doing. If you know you're in a referral-based system, how are you ever going to get referrals if you never tell people what you're doing? Now, I don't know if your trainer showed you this, but these are all the different things we're doing here. We do debt elimination, life insurance, auto and home insurance, boat insurance, motorcycle insurance, farm insurance, commercial insurance, workman's comp, cyber liability, commercial auto insurance. We do all type of investments, kids' college funds, IRA, Roth IRAs, mutual funds, right? We do wills, trust, power of attorney, legal shield, ID theft, mortgages, Medicare, smart home security systems, and health insurance is coming. Being honest, did you know we did all this stuff? guess what? Your people are not going to know either unless you get them and get in front of them. Auto and home insurance. I want to challenge you guys. You should shop it out yourself. The cool thing with auto and home insurance is they just shop it out to 30 or 40 different carriers. You do not even have to do it. Someone else does it. They take the information, they shop it out to 30 different carriers, they pick the best one. If you're in a gray or blue state, I want you to look at this. If you're in a gray or blue state, hear me, you do not have to be licensed to make money. Gray state, immediately call the phone number. I'm about to show you. Blue state, call your trainer first. They're going to get you paid. You can make money right now, today, right this second. You can make money off auto and home insurance. Call this number on the screen, right? Reach out to them. You can make money right now off shopping out your own insurance. Do not wait. Call the number, right? It's so simple. And what you got to do is you got to set hot market kitchen table appointments. You've got to get in front of your friends and family, okay? And just not to sell, to show. And show them what we're doing, right? That's it. And what's your hot market? Your husband, your wife. You need to set a mock appointment with your trainer, with them. Have them see what it looks like. Your parents, your significant other's parents, your in-laws, right? Your wedding list, best friends, coworkers, these types of people. You're looking for a hot market referral. So here's why. If you know you're in a referral-based system, who's going to give you the most referrals? Random people off the streets and social media, or your friends and family? Your friends and family. Like I said, you could go online right now and search financial advisor near me and find 5 million different people did it. But if your best friend or your sister's doing it, who are you going to call? And would it matter what company your best friend works for? That's Primerica. But if you never get in front of them, are they going to know what you're actually doing? No. And I'm going to ask you guys right now, do the people that you care about the most, do they deserve the best? Of course they do. But who's going to give them the best presentation right now? And who's the best suited to help your friends and family, yourself or your trainer? It's so important to get the ones you love the most in front of your trainer right now so they get the best possible referrals. Because guess what? Nobody cares if they don't sign up. We don't care if people buy, sell, or join. That's not the point. The point is so you can train and see what a client appointment looks like. That's it. And when your people leave that appointment, they will now know what you're doing to be able to tell everyone they know to call you. That's it. So I want to challenge you guys, do not post this picture on social media, but I want to challenge you guys to reach out to some friends and family. Like, hey, listen, I just started a new job. I've got to get some training done. I'm up for a huge promotion. Would you be open to helping me out for 20, 30 minutes on a quick Zoom? If you can use it, great. If not, it would just help me out. That's the magic line. If you can use it, great. If not, it would help me out. That's it. And if they say, hey, I want to help, I just have to check my calendar. Listen, I completely understand. I definitely want you to check your calendar. Just generally, what's better for you, Saturday or Sunday? Sunday's great. I'll just pencil you in and we'll see what's going on. Sound good? Now, this is what all your calendars look like. All of our training calendars all look the same. You're going to see a free financial consult on there, right? And when you see the availability, pick it. You don't need to talk to your trainer. If you can see it, you can book it. Our calendars automatically shut down if we're not available. So if you talk to somebody, go ahead and schedule. Pick a day and time, fill it out with their information, add any notes, and qualify them. Super simple. Now, if they're married, generally we want both spouses to try to be there. Okay? And then once you get the appointment on a calendar, say, listen, if you're anything like me, it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. Am I right? Right. So listen, do me a favor, put it in your calendar. You wouldn't make me look bad and cancel on your schedule, would you? No. That's it, y'all. You're in a showing business. Your job right now is to train with your people. That's it. And get back with your trainer, get back with your people. And I'm going to ask you, how many people could you not sell, not get the sign up? How many people can you simply show this to in the next 30 days? Because that's what's going to happen. Okay, so proud of you guys. Again, go add me on social media. Reach out to me. Let me know you saw this video. Let me know what I can do to help you. And congratulations on joining the most explosive team in all of Primerica and all of the company. We are blowing exponential growth. We're going to cross over $1 million fast. You guys are the lifeblood of this business. I love you guys. I'm so proud to be your mentor and your coach. Reach out to me. Can't wait to meet you. See you at the top.